Alright everybody, this is bullet grapevine. Some people call them scuffernals. Y'all see this? It started in the middle, now it's going all the way to the edge of the horse pen, and the horse eats it up when it goes over there. Or if you get a horse, that's great fertilizer. If you want a horse. Alright, this tree that's coming up right here. We went on a trip where we went, what city was that?
Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg, and we was coming home. Well, we saw a beautiful yellow bush, and we looked up the name of it or whatever, and on the way home we picked one up. And this is a tree right here. In the wintertime, when the leaves start to change, or the fall, it's called the burst of sun or something, what it was called? Golden burst or something like that. But that's that small butterfly bush. I don't know the name. Excuse me with the names. I just like getting exotic stuff. So I don't remember all the stuff. I see this big truck I drive, so I just pick up stuff from everywhere. If it'll live in my zone, I pick it up. This is like flower bed 1 right here. At nighttime, all this stuff lights up, and people used to like ride off the road a little bit trying to see all the stuff we had over here. Right now I'm struggling a little bit because the sun is real hot. Like right now it's 97 degrees. So going over here. This is the crepe myrtle that, what hurricane was that?
Hurricane Michael.
Michael. It killed this tree. On the other side, I was digging it up. I realized some flowers were still trying to grow. So we stuck it in the ground over here, and hopefully it'll survive. So this is flower bed 2. We got a bunch of mums out here. Everything in this flower bed is kind of orange and yellow. We got some white in here.
Except the center here.
Yeah, the center's all white.
And they're Easter lilies. They come up every year, Easter lilies. And then we have day lilies in the background. You can see them still yellow.
On the far side, we have some azaleas. I have some regular azaleas, then I have some American azaleas. I didn't even know American azaleas exist, but they bloom out, and they're orange and yellow too. So we got a lot of stuff in this bed.
And tell them about the wood chips, baby, the mulch.
Oh, the mulch. I know it holds down moisture. We got this from a man. He was selling big scoops, like for a tractor scoop for $5. I was like, what in the world? So we got as many scoops as we could, and I actually need to go back and get some more.
Okay, here's another bullet grapevine, and it actually came off that big one you see, and both of these actually came off one at my granddad's house. Which is actually now my dad cut down, but these are its descendants. So we have some on here. So we have 2 that actually came off one that's now gone. It's pretty long as well.
Now these right here, they put off some purple flowers in the morning. They bloom real nice, and they kind of start off early spring. The heat is starting to trying to kill them back a little bit now. But in the springtime, they are very beautiful. A lot of people call them a weed, but I love them. They put off a nice color. They are kind of invasive, but they are real nice flowers for a long time.
Gladiolas.
What's this?
A lot of people call it doorknobs, but what's the official name for them?
Hibiscus. No, I don't know.
Oh. We got another gladiola, they're dying back.
I don't know what that is, but I like it. And this little flower right here, show them this little flower right here. Now right now it's not blooming, but once that thing blooms, it's like a rainbow. Like a honeycomb rainbow.
This is a huge pine tree that got knocked down by Hurricane Michael. We had most of the stumps ground up in the yard. We just left that one because we didn't want to dig up our lilies. This is our rose bush. This is a red knockout rose. I don't deadhead this one. I just let it self-clean itself. Here's another one. This is not a knockout, but this is a red rose that we have, a tea rose. And then this is our other rose bed. These were all just planted this year. The heat's been real rough on them. You can see all the leaves are shedding. But we're trying to keep them watered. So we planted 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's one that didn't make it. 5. So we're going to dig that one up and replace it.
It's hard with roses because if you put too much water on them, fungus will get on them. And if you don't water them enough, they'll start dying back. So it's kind of hard.
Another rose. Here's some calla lilies my husband planted 2 years ago.
Yes.
So they were really pretty this spring, white and yellow.
And these right here are called 4 o'clocks. That's the nickname for them. I don't know the official name, but they bloom after 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Very invasive.
Yeah, oh yeah, show them all the little things down here at the bottom. You see all those little, small little, that's all 4 o'clocks coming up. So if we don't pull those up, they will take over.
Another rose bush. I love roses, by the way. Roses and hostas are my favorite. 2 very different plants. One very hard to take care of, one very easy. So it's 3 roses here on the tailgate, the tail end of our fence. This is an ivy bush in a barrel that I gave my mom probably about, I would say 15 years ago. I don't do anything to it. I don't even put water on it. It just grows. Here's another rose bush that I ordered. It has kind of like an apricot bloom. But this is one we ordered this year. Here's our main rose bed right here.
See, everything is doing good. I created this rose bed for her because she likes roses. My favorite one is the ketchup and mustard. It's not blooming right now, but it's very pretty to me. For whatever reason, this is our 4 sets of roses, or 2 sets of roses we had down in here. Everything dies in this section. Hopefully this one right here make it. We will see.
What is this one called? It's a red hybrid tea rose, and it's a Chrysler Imperial. What's a good price on that, baby?
Come on, you ain't gonna show them all that. You wanna show them everything?
I mean, I just show them all. We can walk down it and show them all the roses we have. And we can just go in the gate right here. And that's the end of the rose bed.
I'm bad. That's your favorite. That's your favorite. Not bad. All right, we got a farm that we have down the street. That LeadFarmer, I messaged you a while back saying I'm trying to build a Wakanda. All this stuff right here, a lot of this stuff y'all see when we get in the back of the yard, it's going down the street. We got like 100 acres down there. And we're gonna build a big place where you can ride horses and stuff for little kids, all kind of stuff. But all these plants and stuff you see, most of them gonna go down there where you're gonna have like fruits and different kind of color leaves, and it's just gonna be a crazy place, especially for people that love birds and plants and stuff like that.
Okay, this is a kumquat, sweet kumquat tree that we have. We bought it last year. You can see it's blooming right now.
And they are very sweet.
Very sweet.
Compared to a regular kumquat, very nice. Blueberry tree right here. We got like 3 of these.
This is about 3 years old. There's another blueberry. We're gonna put this one in the ground. It's outgrown that pot next year. That's a Japanese maple we have.
Alright. And this, show them this little plant right here. I don't know what kind of plant this is, but I love it.
Well, this started blooming, didn't it?
Yeah, it just started blooming.
Oh, look at my mouse ear hosta.
I told you you're gonna have to move that thing.
They
the sun
burn it.
is starting to burn them.
Ain't gonna kill it, so I'm gonna kill it. That's another hosta. This flower bed is not good for hostas. Too much direct sun. So I'll move them when I get back.
You see my banana tree.
It's an ornamental banana.
Yeah, we're trying to get that to see how big we can make that grow this year. Got a butterfly bush right here. We got, what's these, cannons right here. I got these this year right here. They kind of struggling a little bit because we just transplanted them, but they real hot pokers. I've been trying to get these for like 8 years. Finally got some. These are hibiscus right here, and these are Hawaiian hibiscus. And when I tell y'all they got a pretty bloom on them, like it look like Hawaii in a flower, real pretty. I don't know the name. You know the name of that?
Has a purple bloom.
Yeah, purple. A lot of stuff over here is like purple. This is like my purple paradise right here. Purple peach, or patio peach. What is it called?
Patio peach.
And I don't know what this is, but I know it's big and purple, and I like it. What's this?
Lime-quat.
Lime.
Lime-quat. And there's some on there. It's blooming as well. But it's like a kumquat. It's just a lime-quat. Tastes like a lime.
And they always, year round, this thing always puts off some kind of fruit. I don't know the name of this, but it's doing great. Growing fast. I like the flowers on it. I see the banana tree. Hey, I got this one from you, man. I dug this thing up last year and I put it in that shed right here. And I put it back in the ground. So I'm trying to get some bananas this year. I don't know if I'm gonna get any bananas because the fence in the house kind of blocking the sun, but we will see. We didn't start all the way from the ground. We started from like right here this year. So we're gonna see if it takes off.
Oh my goodness, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I think this was pink, supposed to be pink.
No, there's like a Hawaiian, the name should be on it. Look down there. Angel trumpet. We ordered this off Facebook from a lady, a town over from us. Angel trumpet, glory. Huh. I'll look at the invoice and see, but yeah, we actually just ordered this one this year. Katrina, don't put my phone. Pink. That's the pink one.
Pink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I hadn't seen those. So it has a lot of them coming on there.
So we got pink, we got white,
yellow.
We got yellow. The lavender that we had, they keep dying, so we got to get some more of those. Oh, and Led, I use your technique too on that. On the white ones that we have, I put them in a bucket and I multiplied them. I'll show you where the cuttings end up growing back. So I pay attention, man. Pay attention. I'm not sure exactly what this is. This is either an orange tree or this is a pomelo tree, like a big grapefruit. It died the first year I had it. The cold knocked it down real bad. I moved it. It survived. So we're gonna put it back in the ground and hopefully it'll make it.
Here's another kumquat, sweet kumquat. They actually do very well in pots for me. Taurus wants to put them in the ground, but they do very good in pots. You see all those blooms on them. And then we have some little ones growing. So they should do very well. We need to fertilize them. It's time to be fertilized.
You know, all right, Led. I know I'm supposed to cut this off right here, but look how many fruit on this thing, man. You think I can't cut that off with all that fruit growing on that like that? And it's rubbing right here. So I know I need to cut it off. It's just hard to sacrifice. I'm gonna have to close my eyes and cut it.
That was grafted.
We built this big, raised bed. Y'all see how I use cedar in the inside.
Cedar posts.
So I don't use treated wood. And we filled it up with just old wood. And if you see now, I'm starting to put dirt in there. It's gonna take me a few trips, but once we fill this up, this is in direct sun, so we'll be able to plant whatever we want to plant that needs direct sun all day. And we'll be able to water and stuff, take care of it. But it should prevent weeds and stuff. And we got this is the roofing that was on top of the house.
Yep.
Because the hurricane came, we had to replace the roof and everything. So we used our old roofing to make this.
And all this debris too in here is from Hurricane Michael, from trees that came down in our yard. So we just saved it for this purpose.
Now this tree, I've been struggling with this tree, man. It's almost been the same size since I had it. Like, I see a new branch coming off this year, three new branches. So it's growing, but it almost died back too. We put it in pots for a year. We covered it up, put Christmas lights around it this winter to try to keep it from the frost not killing it. And hopefully it's gonna take off this year. We will see. Alright, I got another, this banana tree right here. I've been throwing all kind of crazy food and stuff. We see we got a dead fish in there, mangoes, coffee grinds, a lot of stuff in here. So I heard banana trees supposed to like all this kind of stuff. Trying to keep water on it. We will see.
It's a blueberry bush, another blueberry. This one we actually moved this year because it was kind of in the shade and wasn't doing very well, wasn't producing any blueberries. So we moved it from underneath a fence line of plum trees we have, and we put it next to this shade where to get lots more sun. All right.
I think this is a brown fig or something, because that's the LS fig down there, right?
That's the Celeste fig down there.
This is black or brown or something. I don't see the tag on it. But we're trying to find that LSU gold. I haven't found one yet. So later I might have to get one of your LSU gold. I got this tree a few months back, and it actually had some, it's an olive tree. It actually had some olives on it, but when we transplanted them, they couldn't support the olives. So it's got new growth on it, but we lost all the olives. So we'll see next year if we get some back. This is a plum tree right here. I think it's a golden plum tree. And tell me, y'all, is this bad right here or is this good? It looks like it's busting out of the seams because it's growing too fast. I don't know. I see all this new growth on it. I see a bunch of new growth, so I know it's growing, but I see them cracks at the base of it, so I don't know if they cracking because it's dying, like there's too much water on it, or is it just growing so fast it's busting out of the skin like Credible Hook. I think that's what's going on. I forgot what this is. I think it's a goji berry bush, and we struggling right now. This on life support. Hopefully it'll make it. Another big olive tree. This olive tree is way bigger than that one, but we haven't got no kind of fruit on it yet. This is going on our second year having this tree. So hopefully next year it'll start putting out fruit. And the hurricane beat it up real bad, man. This thing was leaning with it, rocking with it, laying on the ground when we came back. So we finally got it up, and yeah, we'll see. What is this?
Loquat.
Loquat. First time we got fruit on this loquat this year. We didn't get a great harvest on it, but we got maybe like 20 fruit to pop up on it. And I've been putting grass clippings in it. When I mow the grass, I got like a catcher on the lawnmower. I've been putting grass clippings in it, and all kind of stuff down in there, leaves and stuff. And I did an experiment with this one and that one right there. I kept putting everything up under this one, and then that, and this one right here, I didn't put nothing up under. I watered both of them, but you can see the difference in how much this one has grown. I actually cut this tree down, this one, some big limbs off of it, so I can kind of manage the height of it. So this is growing a lot faster than that is because the clippings, the grass and stuff I've been putting in it. Until I'm at an apple tree.
Our apple tree, we had during the springtime, we had 2 apples on there, and then one actually it fell off, so now we only have the 1 apple left, but it's doing pretty good. We keep a lot of water on it because it has the one, so we're trying to maintain that.
And if y'all see this big peach tree right here, this peach tree was suffering. I started watering it, just started giving it a lot of water, started showing it some love, and you can see kind of like all this new growth that's came out in this tree in the last 2 years. Those palm trees are growing wild because we got some water that runs back there, and they're growing up high, kind of blocking out the sun, so the peach tree is fighting with those. We need to cut those back by that, but that's on somebody else's property. So I don't want to be on somebody else's property cutting back stuff. We already showed y'all that tree. Right here, this is a
Pomegranate.
pomegranate. Y'all see we got a lot of blooms on it. We actually transplanted this tree from another part of the yard, and it was tanked up with an oak tree. Now I couldn't really tell what was the oak tree, what was the pomegranate tree, but we dug it out. Man, it took me like 2 days to dig this thing out. Moved it. Last year I cut all the fruit off because the tree couldn't even hold the fruit. Cut it off, just let it kind of like heal itself, grow out, and now it's doing great. This tree right here is a fruit cocktail tree. You can see like these leaves are different from these leaves. So they say it's supposed to have 5 different fruit on that. I will wait and see. The jury's still out on that, but we will see. And it's a pear tree, I think. Another pear tree. Another pear tree. This is a fig tree,
Celeste.
Celeste fig.
We have some. Do we have figs on it? Yeah, we have some figs on this one.
This is our first persimmon tree. Led, I think that's how I found you. I think this tree right here helped me find you, because you see how that tree right down there is kind of scratched up a little bit? You were showing where you was doing your grafts, and I was thinking about doing a graft on this. So I think this tree helped me find your, what's this tree name?
His tree's name Bonita.
Bonita, yeah. Bonita helped me find you. And another one of those fruit cocktail trees. I forgot what that is.
Goji berry.
Goji berry. And if y'all see our garden, oh, this is a pink grapefruit right here. I planted it up under this oak tree, and this, out of all the citrus trees I brought in here, I planted this one up under the oak tree. Everything else I planted out in the open. This is the only one that has really like taken off, but it hasn't put off any blooms yet. So I don't know, it's not getting enough sun, but it's growing real good. So hopefully next year we're gonna cut back some more of these oak tree limbs, and because it's big enough now where it can kind of take care of itself. Now go ahead, this is your department.
This is my department. So this is our fruit and vegetable garden. So here are my tomatoes that I planted a couple weeks ago. So we have all container tomatoes this year. And these are, let's see, these are our Better Boys here, Better Boy tomatoes. And I have 6 of those. And then you see this one I just put in wood shavings and chips just to see, just an experiment to see how it's gonna do. And my poor collards, they're getting ate up. But I do have some collards. And then we have pumpkins planted. We see those little red flags, those are pumpkins. And then these trees are all trees that in the pots that Taurus was talking about that we're gonna put down on our farm once we finish our planting stages. But all these trees are going down on our farm. Here are the other 6 tomatoes that I have, and these are big boys. These are all big boys, and we just watered. Have some squash here growing in the container. Have some onion. I have some squash back here. Some watermelon. Squash and watermelon here. This is where I had some new potatoes. I actually harvested those up 2 days ago. So we have all those up. Have some strawberries dabbled in here. Taurus, what's the name of this? What are these?
Crepe myrtles.
Crepe myrtles, yeah. So these are crepe myrtles. We have quite a few crepe myrtles that we're going to put down on our property. More
Butterfly bush.
white butterfly bush.
And see, this one white, but that one purple. I thought it was purple, but I'm seeing we got a white one coming out of there too. So.
And then more onions.
You remember what kind of tree this was right here?
No. And then this is another bullet grape bush. It actually came off that first one, the big one we showed you. We're going to put that down on the property. Here's some more crepe myrtles that we dug up Eventually we're gonna sell those. We have lots of dragonflies out here, I guess because we water so much, but I haven't seen them this bad before. And then this is a water trough used to water animals like cows and goats, but the bottoms came out of them, and we got them from my dad. And so this year we're planting peppers in them. So I have some peppers that we planted in stages, as you can see, and then some other ones coming up. And then here's my corn. You can see it's looking a little peakedy because we had an armadillo in here digging up my garden. That's one of the main reasons I had to get my red potatoes up, because I had an armadillo back here. So my corn is doing pretty good. And then these are our sweet potato. We actually
got a purple sweet potato from the store.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it in the bucket, little cup, and let it sprout out. And now we planting them in the trough, and we're gonna see how many sweet potatoes we get from there.
Sweet potato.
And this trough is filled with horse manure, and this trough is filled with like the stuff you buy from Walmart.
Potting soil. Garden soil.
I'm gonna show y'all what I do with the worms and stuff I get off the
collards. We have a little pond, and actually during Hurricane Michael, this got damaged pretty bad. A huge pine tree fell on it and bent it down, but Taurus was able to pull it back up, and then we filled it with water, and it holds. So we actually bought it off Amazon. Amazon delivered it. See a little fish in there?
So we got some koi in there, and we got some warmouth in there. That's kind of like a brim. And got all kind of other little projects. That's the potato right there. Some more clippings we took off that sweet potato.
Here's one of my favorite things to grow, hostas. So these came from bare roots. So next year, that's what I usually do, is I order bare roots, and then I'll keep them in the pots for a year or two. Then I'll put them in the ground. This is our little station where I work and do a lot of my gardening stuff, a lot of my pots. This is the back of our house.
So we got tangerine we're gonna plant this year too. Now I found out about the tangerine, when you have a freeze, you're supposed to water them. And when it freezes, the water on the tangerine tree, it holds it like 10 degrees warmer. So I'm gonna try that this winter to try to save my citrus trees.
Here's a flower bed we put in about 3 years ago. Some of my favorite plants, hostas. I have all different kind of varieties of hostas. The only thing about a hosta, they're easy to grow. I love them, but so do the slugs and the snails. You can see those holes there. Those are slug and snail bites. They love to chomp on them. So I keep slug and snail bait. But I have all different varieties of hostas in here. And there's the doorknobs again. Oh, what's the name of it, Taurus? It's killing me that I can't think of the name right now. Here's some grass in here. Here's some mundo grass, monkey grass.
So we use this for our borders. To me, it's better than having like those little plastic things that you put in the ground.
More hostas, elephant ears. These are giant elephant ears that I took out from a huge tree that we have. More hostas here. More hostas on this side. That's a peace lily back there. Have some ferns in there. Guacamole hostas. More border grass.
And then we might have to do a beehive. When you come out here in the morning time, there's so many bees out here, just all on these crepe myrtles. And even in our garden and stuff, we got bees everywhere.
More hostas. More hostas all along here. Like I say, I love hostas. I think I have 7 in here. Okay, Taurus, where you want to go next?
Let's show them this right here when we're done.
Okay. We have two more loquats out there, but you guys have seen the loquat trees. And then this is around a huge oak tree. And this is the tree we were worried about with Hurricane Michael, because you can see it's right on the corner of our house. And you see how wide it is. The storm did not move this one, and we are ever so thankful. You see those limbs hanging over our house?
All the other oak trees, they fell, like limbs fell off. This is the only tree that not one limb It fell off like a major big limb.
God is good. Okay. These we had inside the house, inside my bay window.
And this weekend we went to St. Augustine and we saw a bunch of these around some oak trees outside. I mean, it was probably like 30 of them out there. So we kind of close to St. Augustine. We're gonna put some of these in the ground and see if they make it. See what the oak tree protect them from the frost. And we took off some of the babies. We're gonna take some of the babies and put them in the house. So if the big ones don't make it, we'll have another plant.
Some more of them. This is a rubber tree I got when my mom passed away. So we've had it 11, 12 years. Still going strong. Here's some ferns. And then all in front of the house, we have giant elephant ears and we have hostas. Now these hostas are bare root. They went in the ground straight out the package and they've been in there 3 years. So it's variety pack. So they're kind of slow to come up, some of them, and some of them are up early spring. But our border here is all monkey grass. And so we have 3 huge elephant ears.
Yeah, last year they reached all the way to the top of the house.
Yeah, they're gonna be tall this year.
And like we planning on selling all these elephant ears, pulling them up and selling them. This is the front of the house right here.
Bird of paradise.
Birds of paradise. Some more cannons.
Next to the door, ferns. I love that fern. Now these, I would tell anybody if you want a good buy and something that's gonna give you ground cover. I bought these from a place, Ace Hardware, in Tallahassee for $1. And they were so small when I planted them. I don't think they've been here but a year.
They were like this when you got them.
Yeah, they were about that size when I got them. And look what happened. For $1. So, and then I have some more hostas planted back here. These do very well because they're hitting in the shade. So I don't know what that one in the back is called, Taurus. Taurus planted that, but this is probably one of my favorite flower beds in the whole yard.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta show me your thing right here.
Oh, and then lastly, I have a herb tower. So I have some cilantro, I have some oregano, and then sweet basil, and then also have some, let's see, rosemary. Yeah, rosemary. So we have that. I'm gonna move. It likes direct sun, but we're gonna be gone. You know, the water drains out so fast, and we're gonna be gone the next week. So I'm gonna move it into the shady area so the sun won't beat it up so bad.
We had one more flower bed in the back. I'm not gonna go back there and show y'all that one. That's the one I took the cuttings off the trumpet trees and put them in the ground or whatever. So we started with one. I think now we have 4 in the backyard now, alongside the house, and got a lot of elephant ears and different kind of stuff back there in that bed. That's about it, people. Appreciate you, Lead. We learned a lot from your videos, man. I want to show you what we're working on over here. We got a lot going, and I say, I want you to help me build that Wakanda down the road, man. It's a big job, but I think our flower and garden community, we can do it.